All right, ready?
Yeah, I already record.
Okay, cool. Ready?
Yep.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Welcome to another episode of Tequila High Club. Today, we are going to be hearing about one of my best mates in the music industry. This dude has teamed up with a lot of great artists throughout his career as a tour manager. So we're going to hear some dope stories of what happens behind the scenes and really what it's actually like to work inside the music industry. And also, we have a great tequila today from El Espolon. It's a reposado. We're going to be talking about that and see what that tastes like. So we're going to be going neat, having a shot, telling stories, and then we're going to have my favorite of tequila and orange juice. And we're going to have such a good journey. If you guys love tequila, if you love partying on tequila, if you have some crazy stories on tequila, go like and subscribe right now. Put in the comments. I want to hear your crazy stories so that we can feature it on the next show. For now, let me introduce my special guest and one of my best mates, Garrett. How are you, bro?
My brother Blake, thank you for having me. I'm blessed, bro. Thank you.
So good to have you here, man.
Third week in Bali. Wouldn't trade it for the world. Great to be here, bro.
Let's go.
Go.
So, are you ready for some tequila today?
More than ready.
So, we're going to get into some of your music career and your tour and your managing career a little bit later, but let's get in. So have you had this tequila before?
This brand I've not had, but I have had the Reposado, which is all the rage right now in LA to Miami. That's what everyone's drinking.
Okay, easy. So we're going to start off by taking it neat. Before we have it, again, I like to educate everybody on, let's smell, let's see what the aroma is, and let's just try and test it. And you're going to see if you can get the aroma right of what's in it. I'm going to let you know what actually is in it. And then we're going to just, go along with the flow, right? So
I do.
So let's jump into this. A little nice, little neat.
Here we go.
So what's your first aroma that you smell?
A bit citrusy. I smell orange. Orange peel almost.
If you smell
smoky.
Mm-hmm. So if you take a really deep breath into it, you smell like a full kind of like caramel fudge.
Okay, now I'm picking that up.
Now you can smell it, right?
I'm picking that up now, yeah.
And then when you have the sip and you're tasting it, you're right on the money because you smell the citrus, citrus,
mm-hmm.
and it's because they've got tropical fruit mixed into this.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. And then it's the vanilla as well. So you get that kind of
That was the vanilla.
Right?
That was what that was the vanilla I could smell as well.
So this is quite a, one of my mates who, Eddie, who we actually came up with this idea for Tequila High Club. He's huge. He loves this. It's fucking amazing.
It's a strong one, but it's tasty.
Yeah. And it's really well priced. In Bali, it's 1.2 million. But in Australia, it's about, I think they're like $70 like Australian. So it's like $50 a bottle in.
So everyone at home,
yeah,
don't get it twisted. Bali, great place to be. Everything's very cheap.
So how does it feel when you actually do? Do you feel like it's strong? Is it nice and smooth, or
it's strong at first, and then I felt a little bit of energy, little perk up. It woke me up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes good, very enjoyable.
Yeah,
I like it neat.
So the thing I like about this is when it is like, sometimes you get that real bitter, weird taste at the end. You're like, but this is nice because you have that spiciness that they mix in. They got a few mixed spices into it. And then that, along with like the tropical fruits and the vanilla coming out, it's just nice. Like, and everyone's so used to just like shotting this, but this is something. So these guys actually have a good pairing, which I didn't know until I actually started looking into this bottle, that you can actually pair it with red meats.
Really?
Yeah. So like their favorite cocktails they say to use this with is a spicy margarita because you already have the spice in it. But then on top of that, you can sip it like this. So you can have like, 2 or 3 shots in it. And then you can have like a steak, a barbecue ribs is what they say is really good because you get that flavor from the barbecue ribs. And then mixed with this, then also some surf and turf, and then roast beef, and then some chicken as well. So chicken fajitas.
So tomorrow night we're going to have to go out and try to test it out.
Yeah. And you know that, like, I don't repeat a bottle on this show. So We're gonna have to cook a barbia, and we're gonna have to couple of fucking shots, you know,
shrimp on the bar.
That's it.
Delicious.
So that's that. Well, as we drink more, out of 10, how do you feel? What would you give it so far?
That's a solid 8.2. That's an 8.2.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
Nice.
I think with ice, I might enjoy a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we'll do now is, because now we want to get into you and see exactly, you know, what you've been doing. And what I'm really interested to sit here is like really kind of you coming out of school and you're young. How did you turn into, you know, what you're doing now? So before we get into that, because we want to hear some stories, man, we need to have a shot of this so we can get that party buzz going.
Let's go, my boy.
Now, before we do this, we've got lemon and orange here. And what most people get in the bar is tequila with a lemon. This is the worst thing to do. So what we take is the orange because it's the nicer citrus that moves nicely with the tequila. And when you already have something that's spicy and stuff, the orange just like really works well after the shot.
Let's see.
Cheers, my man.
Cheers.
My favorite.
Okay, that was upped it from 8.3. Now we're at a 9. We're at a solid 9 with the orange.
Okay, so while I'm mixing some ice, so tell us, like, where are you from, and you know, where'd you grow up, and then, you know, how did you get into the music career?
Long story short, grew up in Tampa, Florida. No entertainment business at all. Everyone works at corporate company or a chain or a restaurant or a strip club. Didn't want to say that, but he said that. And really, I knew I wouldn't be happy unless I was working in music. So
why is that though? Like, why? What about music?
Just I was just drawn to it since such an early age. I related to it. All genres, you know. My dad put me on classic rock, and then I was really into hip hop, and then went back and through the discography, through, you know, back before I was even born, and caught up on everything I missed. Thank you, brother. Cheers.
Cheers again.
And I just knew I knew I wouldn't be happy unless I at least took a stab at working in music.
Yeah.
18 years old, moved to California. Don't know anyone in music. Don't know anything about the music industry besides when I used to buy CDs, flip through the booklets, see who the A&R was, see who the manager is, and say, I want to do that one day. So I get to California, I go up to Los Angeles. I'm doing 3 internships every summer, busting my balls.
What year was this?
2011.
2011
started coming up to Los Angeles. So quick math, long time ago.
12 years.
12 years. So fast forward, I get a job at William Morris Endeavor, top talent agency. They rep everyone from Mark Wahlberg to Drake to all the bigs and all the biggest and best in every entertainment avenue. Great company, but it's a desk job. It's a 9 to 5. You're chained to your desk. You're on emails and calls all day, every day from the office, sun up to sundown. I loved it. I made great connections. Shout out William Morris. And realized that was not the path I wanted to continue down. Met a couple tour managers, couple got in my ear, ended up jumping on tour 2017 with Juicy J, 3-6 Mafia, DJ, and tour and assistant tour managed, learning the ropes, you know, first time on the road, first time tour bus, first time traveling.
So was that a culture shock from desk position into that?
Huge difference. Yeah, because I have traveled my whole life, but then this is it looks so glamorous, but it's work. You know, you're working, but then, you know, at the end of the day, when after you bust your ass for 8 hours and then the artist gets on stage and you see 5,000 people screaming, crying, having the best night of their life, and you get goosebumps, it all makes it worth it, bro, because that's my passion and that's what I wanted to do. So over the next couple of years, I went to Australia, did the Boy Meets World Australia, assistant tour manager that tour. Great team. You know, Drake really kept his whole core Toronto friend group around him. So he knew that there were no snakes in the grass because these are the boys he grew up with. It was just like if you surround yourself with your boys you grew up with because you can trust them. So
this is like, before we go on, this is what I like about you, because you see like a lot of people talk a lot of shit, right? And the fact that like you've worked with the biggest guys and you literally just passively just said that you didn't even mention Drake. You said the tour.
yeah.
And so like, so let's rewind a bit. Like you work with, and looked after Drake for like the tour of Australia, which is a huge tour.
Rod Laver Arena, Kudos Bank in Sydney. We did Gold Coast. We did Perth.
So what was like the logistics of that? Because I mean, we see on like social media that he rolls with like a war room of security.
Yep.
So what was it like, you having to plan like all the things like from start to finish during, like, was there any random emergencies that kind of happened?
That was the smoothest tour I've ever done. Everyone is very dialed in, very professional. I handled the logistics as far as the ground. All transportation on the ground. He doesn't take Ubers, in case you didn't know.
A yellow cab.
No yellow cabs for Drake. So, all private security, black cars, unmarked, moving straight militant, like car in the front, car in the back, artists in the middle, no room for error. No one to get behind you or on the side of you. Everyone's alert. They really move in a cohesive unit, and I learned a lot, and it was beautiful. That led on to my next main endeavor thus far, which was working with Migos. I did about 3.5-4 years on the road with them. Great guys. Had the best time of my life. Best 4 years of my life. Saw the entire world. Blessed to be able to join up with them. Crazy, but fulfilling.
Yeah.
So it's that duality. There's some days where you want to throw in the towel. You're like getting yelled at. Oh, the food's cold, and the car's late, and the jet's late, and whatever. And you want to throw in the towel. And then, like I said, you get on that stage and you hear the roar of the crowd, and you get the goosebumps, and you say, "This is why I'm doing it, because I love it, because this is what I did it for."
Yeah.
And it makes it all worth it. And some funny stories we'll probably talk about later with all those. And then did a little bit of touring with Don Toliver, a little bit with Rich the Kid, and it's working on the next 1 month from now. I'll be on another tour. And
yeah, I know, man. I appreciate you, bro, for like doing this as well, because I know like earlier today, like you got off a phone call with the next tour that you're dealing with, and when you're in different time zones and you're trying to work with the other team, like that's still in the States, like I know the stress, man. So I appreciate you for doing this, bro.
Would do anything for you, my boy.
Thanks, my man. So let's roll back, because I want to kind of get into the nitty gritty of, look, you had no experience.
Zero.
But then you worked your ass off on a desk job for 6 solid years.
4 or 5.
Boring as fuck.
Yep.
Just like, but networking.
Networking.
Right? So explain to me how the power of networking was, but like, because I know I've seen you here in Bali, and I mean, I know a lot of people here, but you've connected with so many people that some I don't even know, bro. Like, and they're really well connected, and you've been here far less than me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So going back into these years, and the reason why I want to talk about this is because a lot of people, they're not in the music industry, but they're in other industries as well. And networking, if you network correctly, it can open up the door to working with Drake, working with Migos, and basically setting the bar of like, who you are in a certain industry. So how do you network? Like, what?
I think it comes down to more than name dropping. I've worked with so and so. Let's work together. I think it's more a personality trait, just like you have. It's just charisma. It's just passion for what you love, and meeting new people, traveling, and I've had experiences where one meeting has changed the entire course of my life. So I'm never one to turn down a meeting or a hang, if I feel like it's someone that's not out to do something mischievous or not genuine. I look for the genuine people, seek out the genuine people, the hardworking people.
Mm-hmm.
And if we create a friendship and something goes from there, great. If not, I have another friend that we just talk shit.
Yeah. So in the music industry, you must have seen all walks of people, right? Because there's genuine people, then there's people who just like want to use you to get somewhere else, and then there's just complete like shit people.
Yeah.
So how do you navigate that? Like you talk about finding and attracting the right people and then sussing people out, but like how do you determine that? And I know you're a veteran now in the touring industry, right? In the music industry. How do you pick up that someone is full of shit? Do you have to kind of just be like,
Some people are good at that. Some people are good at hiding their motives, and then some people you don't figure out until you get screwed over. And I've been screwed over. So that's something that I'm still learning is trying to pick up on what is your intentions? Why do you want to talk to me? Why do you want to come to the show? Why do so I try to get to the core of the person and kind of let you eke out like what do you want from me? Like, do you want to build actual friendship, or do you just want to come to the concert and then never talk to me again? And that's a hard one, but I'm learning it every day, and even being out here, seeing people that just want to go out and party all night, or people that really want to work and build like you. And so it's a skill I'm learning, because some people can hide it, you can't tell sometimes.
Yeah, because I mean, like, you're like last night, you're like, yo, we coming down here? I was like, bro, I just flew from KL. I got work to do, man.
You're like the work mode, that's why I respect you.
Yeah. So, like, can we talk about you getting screwed over? Because like, you don't have to, like, tell names, but the reason why I've lost about $500,000 of putting money into people's companies and working with people. But what I learned from it is one, what not to do, what to look out for, but then also not waste my time, like, unless you've got full credentials on actually doing shit.
Yep.
And so, like, for you, like, what's the lessons that you've learned from being fucked over?
Try harder to vet and get to the bottom of the situation and the setup and the proposal before I dive in. Sometimes someone talk your ear off, say, hey, I can do X, Y, and Z for you, boom, 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 let's do it. And sometimes people are manipulative and they're smooth talker salesmen, pitching, and sometimes it's hard to, that's just another skill I'm learning. So it's a complicated one to figure out, because people are so good at hiding it, motives, these days. It's like the days of it, social media and Instagram, and it's these guys DMing me and from fake accounts bottle their followers. It's well, once you suss it out and once you meet the person, and once I usually when I meet the person face to face and have a conversation, I can tell. But in this day and age, a lot of the business comes in through social media. So, hey, let's do the show. I got this money ready to wire. What's the bank details? And then we send the artist and the
nothing.
We got the wires info, but the wire didn't hit, and then silence, and then so those are things you learn. You live and you learn. Yeah.
Do you see in the music industry, and like, you don't have to mention names, but do you see, like, when some people don't get paid, like, because I mean, let's talk about some stories. I mean, some people you've worked with aren't exactly straight and narrow, right?
But that's what makes it fun.
And that's what makes it fun.
That's
right?
the modern day rock stars.
But when someone doesn't get paid, does someone, get a big talking to? You can think of that any way you want. Like, does someone get sent a certain message? Like, if you're not getting paid as an artist, right? How does that work? Have you seen that happen before?
Yeah. In general, you want to stay out of the line of fire if it's something you're not sure about. If it's not a contact that you are close with, you would want to put someone else kind of at the fall position if something were to go sideways. You don't want to say, oh, Garrett vouched for him, he's all good. If I don't really know him, I'm not going to vouch for him. And that's something I've learned. Let's meet in person, or let's run it through someone else, or let's X, Y, and Z to try to make myself not the one that Garrett messed something up. Yeah. Which is something I'm learning too. Always learning every day.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously you have to be on your toes, right, the whole time. I mean, like, is there any time that you could, like, picture where you kind of had to be on your toes because, I mean, like you're working with hip hop artists, right? I mean, they all love like, weed and some other things and like, girls and all that shit. Was there any time like on tour that you can remember that, you go through an airport or something and like some shit happened? Like, is there anything that you can sort of think about?
Yeah, there's a funny story. I can't name the artist, so this was a great story.
It's going to be a good story when I can't name the artist, bro.
Can't name. Lips are sealed. So this is a funny story. So one of my best mates, his first day coming out with this group, and this artist, and he said, "There's one bag I care about. It's my shoe bag. It has all my vintage Jordan 1s, irreplaceable. This is the one thing that needs to get to this next country." And the assistant says, "I got it.
It's like one bag that's worth hundreds of thousands
of dollars worth of shoes." And he goes, "There's one thing I care about. If I lose my clothes, if I lose my hats, I can buy those. These things are irreplaceable. These need to get here." Fast forward, we're on the flight. My friend's asleep. He gets tapped on the shoulder. "Hey, go grab my shoe bag." Goes up, pops open the above the seat, pulls the bag down, unzips it. It's the hat bag. Goes over, gets there's two bags. Goes over, gets the other bag, opens it up. It's a clothing bag. The artist says, "I'll see you in 6 hours. If I don't have my shoes, it's not going to be good." Fast forward, we land, we make a phone call. He's kind of having a meltdown. We make a phone call. We find out that the shoe bag was left in an elevator at his house in Los Angeles. Someone forgot to load it into the vehicle, and he took all the flack for this.
So it wasn't your boy's problem?
It wasn't his fault at all. He had a 6-hour panic attack on the flight.
And it's his first
6 hours, his heart beat, couldn't go back to sleep, heart racing, bro, thinking, "Oh my gosh, I just lost more than a house worth of shoes in this bag." Shit. Get a call, "Oh, it's sitting in the elevator in Los Angeles in your house." He apologized. We moved on. Had a great tour. But that was a really, really funny one.
That's crazy, man.
Crazy. Can't make it up.
So let's talk about. I want to dive into Migos because you were there for 4 years. I mean, you told me like our private chats, us hanging out and stuff, some crazy shit that's happened. But like, what? I mean, you look at Drake, right? You toured the whole of Australia. How does Drake compare to Migos? Because Drake is a different personality, right? And Migos, you got three of them.
Mm-hmm.
You got three of them like who are boys, and when you and me go out, right? You and me had some fucking crazy times in Bali, right?
Fact.
And actually, let's we'll revisit on how we actually met here because our mutual friend is one of our best friends, and he's worked with fucking Skrillex and shit, and he's a fucking amazing human, amazing producer and DJ. But how does working with Migos and Drake differ? Because you had to deal with a lot of shit with Migos, right? Mm-hmm. So run me through kind of like what that was, and I mean I know like obviously like we'll talk about something else later on, which we talked about just before. Mm-hmm. But like, how was it working with them?
It was great. They're great guys. They grew up in Atlanta, very different than Toronto, where Drake was on a TV show. His family had set him up for success. These guys really worked their ass off. They really put in the time. They really beat all the odds, and started a new wave, a new movement, a new sound. And they started the new trend, the new flow. They paved a whole new path in hip hop without being on a TV show, without their parents putting them on a TV show like Drake, and not to belittle Drake, he's my favorite musician of all time, but they had a very different upbringing. They had to really go get it. They had to really put in the time and
grind.
They had to grind, and they grinded, and they achieved success. And with the three of them, so that's 3 bodyguards, that's 3 cameramen. Because they're moving separate sometimes. So, the workload was a lot more because Drake's circle, they've already been together for 10 years. Everyone knows their exact duties on every little thing. There's guys coming in and out, flying in and out. This photographer's out, this one's in. This bodyguard's out. He did something weird. This bodyguard's in. And there's 3 of them moving 3 different places, 3 different times. This one got after party here. This one got after party here this night. Then they come together for the next night and do a show all together, a festival all together. So the biggest difference was the bandwidth. Like there's 20. I was 25 people that I would say, hey, lobby calls 8 a.m. Or we're gonna miss the flight. So it was I saw a void when I met them. I saw that they needed someone like me that could help just organize and keep stuff together, keep stuff strategic, make sure they're on time, make sure they get to the shows, top priority, get to the shows, do the show, whatever happens.
Because Drake's suburban, and they're street, right? When you having one street person is one thing, but having 3 of them
moving at different places, different cities. He's going to New York, he's going to Miami, he's going to LA. So it's just a lot of communication. A lot of it's not hard, but it's time intensive, and it's a lot of communication, and everything has to be on point. Your car's going to be at the lobby at 8 a.m. If the car's there at 8:05, I might get chewed out, So it's like, it took up a lot of my time, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I met some amazing people. I got to see the whole world with them. They put on the best shows. And unfortunately on Halloween night, we lost a close friend and my favorite rapper, one of the most talented, Takeoff of Migos. Rest in peace to him.
You were really close with him, hey?
I was close with him.
You since then, bro, like your Instagram profile's still been Takeoff, man.
Yep. So I was waking him up in the mornings. Hey, we got to go to Saturday Night Live tonight. I was really by his side a lot, and he was the gentle, the quiet one. He valued making money and taking care of his family over fame and being on the front page of the news and everything, which really made me gain respect for him, because he really wanted to achieve success, take care of his family, live a calm life. He wasn't the one that was going out every night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He'd do the show, he'd go home, maybe do some shopping. They they got to spend a little bit of money somehow. He had great style, and that's what really made me respect him. Is he was the one that was cared really about taking care of his family, winning, achieving success, and then sitting back and just taking care of the family and taking care of his loved ones and friends. And he was a great guy. Well, and my favorite rapper.
Let's cheers, sir.
Let's cheers to that. Rest in peace, Takeoff.
Nice. So let's talk about let's rewind on how we met. So shout out to 12
Dubstep God. Jaden, big shout out. Yeah. Couldn't be here without him.
So because back then we were talking about doing music together, actor music, and and the message I get from Jaden, I don't think I've ever told you this. Jaden goes, bro, one of my boys is in town, you gotta meet him. He's he's the best tour manager for fucking gnarly people, super well connected, and you guys will get along hell well. And I rock up, and there's we rock up to that the villa, and then I see a bunch of just fucking shit young Australian Aussies getting absolutely loose.
The Perth boy.
And I'm like, oh. And then you're sitting next, having a yarn to one of the boys, and then me and Jaden start chatting.
Yep.
And then you and me fucking meet.
And then you and I
just on, man.
Yeah, I saw the same mentality in you and I.
Same energy, man.
Same energy.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
Success. Yeah.
I think we started talking about music, but then we started talking about crypto.
Yes, we did. Yeah. Crypto. Yeah.
Because then
those were the good days of crypto.
We're good. We're went to shit, bro.
We're coming back there.
Yeah,
though.
we're coming back for
We're
another
coming
now.
back. Yeah,
Yeah.
Check the clock. About a couple months, but we'll be back. We'll be back.
So how's it been in Bali? I know like you and me have also talked about like trying to bring something to Bali because there's a lot of potential for like your network and stuff to come and enjoy this. Like how would you describe Bali? Like, I mean, your second time here.
This is my fifth time.
Fifth time here.
It's other countries when we visit, everything's set up to a T. Like they have the whole list of what do you want to do? Do you want to ATV? Do you want to go on the yacht? Do you want to do XYZ? Do you want to go to? But people don't understand that Bali has so much natural beauty and just they don't know. Bali's just in America. People don't really know much about Indonesia or Southeast Asia in general.
Yeah.
And so I just really want people to see the beauty of this island and this country and the culture and the people and the kindness of the people. And I just think anyone stepping out of their comfort zone and seeing a new place and traveling, and that's only going to make you a citizen of the world, you know, and just there's a lot of potential to show these guys what this island has to offer. And I think you and I are on a path to potentially do something exciting in that space.
Yeah, I agree. There's definitely I mean, it was really cool to like, because you kind of were at that time, you're kind of thinking of like getting out of like doing more than just like the music business. Like, what else can I like help with? And, what else could I jump into? Sorry. And yeah, I mean, like out of everyone, like all my friends who like around the world, like that's the reason why like I'd love to team up with you to do this. It'd just be sick, man.
It'd be crazy.
Yeah, like now, like I mean, you're connected as well here as well, and like we know everyone. So anything that anybody from outside needs to,
and everyone needs to come see this beautiful place. Yeah. It's just.
But I mean, like you travel the world, right? Where's like, let's say, okay, Bali's probably in your like top 5 for sure, right?
For sure.
Where's some places that people that you travel to that you don't think people would know really
are cool?
Yeah.
So I went to Dubai. That is less natural beauty, more just like they drop these the biggest buildings in the world in the middle of a desert.
Yeah.
They built these man-made islands, like just a different type of cool, you know, cool factor where it's not that natural beauty. It's a desert, but it's the technology, and that was a really cool, exciting place. That I think, you know, obviously is with the zero income tax is drawing a lot of people there, and crypto and A to Z, you know, people are looking at that to relocate there.
Yeah.
Dubai is a cool place. Natural beauty. Let's see. I mean, I really love Southeast Asia. I mean, yeah, Tokyo's great. You know, a completely different city. You know, city vibes. Tokyo, different than Bali in so many ways, but another place where you're gonna see stuff that you have never. You know, you've never even seen on social media. It's just like it's a, you know, culture shock, but in a great way. Yeah.
Have you been to KL?
I've been to Kuala Lumpur one time. I was very young, so I can't speak too much to that. But it gives me like kind of Singapore vibes, kind of clean, and
it's a little bit better. It's because Singapore's like down the middle. Like you can't do a thing wrong.
KL's a little looser.
Think of KL, think of Singapore in Bali. That's what KL is.
Whoa.
So you can still get pulled over by cops and still pay them off.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I like. Those are the countries I like.
Like I just rocked, you know, I went there for our tower that we got. And there's a
beautiful tower, by the way.
Ecta
Tower coming soon.
Yeah. Well, we'll be ready before December.
Oh,
the top. So you're gonna
incredible.
Hopefully you can come over.
I'll be there.
But like, so we get taken to. So we're having dinner. So after we do like the events, the roadshow for like our app, we one of our partners there, he's like, oh, we're gonna go to dinner because someone wants to take us through their nightclub because they want to lease another space. So they wanted to lease like one of the levels on our tower to create a new club. So okay, we'll go see, and we just wanted to go see because apparently this club is one of the best in Kuala Lumpur, right?
Okay.
So think of like, have you been in Atlas yet?
I haven't yet, but I know that it's
Yeah. So Shishi,
massive. Shishi.
you mean Shishi, right? So think of Shishi, but just like a little bit more crazier, bigger, like wide. So we rock up to this place, and the agent's taking us through to go through, and it was empty because we were there early, and then it was like, it's like they tried to do something cool, and it just looked fucking cheap. Because we're used here to like, I mean, there's nice clubs
People
here.
put aesthetic and they put attention to the detail here. Yeah.
So they it's just like classic going to Shishi and doing like, you know, standard like shitty like VIP tables and stuff. There's no like, and there's no soul to it, right?
That's what
No soul, right?
Yeah.
But they're the only club in like Kuala Lumpur because they're stupid connected. The only girls in there were all prostitutes, and so they're all from Thailand, right? And so Kuala Lumpur, all of these big ones are like that. They have like girls go like, you know, it's just they go from one thing to the other. So what we're creating there is something different. Like there's none of them are allowed. And two, I'm working with like all the model agencies to come in. They can shoot there for free.
Amazing.
But it's like a Ibiza in Kuala Lumpur. So
the rooftop, I mean,
we're bringing sand. We're bringing sand onto the rooftop, which has never been done before.
You didn't tell me that yet.
Yeah. So the whole, like, I think you saw my stories, but like the pool is going to be, we're cutting it in half.
You're making a beach club from 10,000 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the biggest rooftop in Kuala Lumpur.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So we're doing that, and I mean that would be sick for music events.
Oh yeah.
And we just wanted to be exclusive, man. You know.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
we'll get that dialed in as soon as it's ready. We'll get some DJs, some rappers. We'll get some people out there.
So now let's talk about a little bit of vision, because we're finishing up these drinks now. And so where do you see? I mean, you've had so much experience in the music industry. You understand it to a T. You know how to be strategic. You know how to take care of an artist. Where do you want to go? You're still super, super young, man. Mm-hmm. So where's your vision? Like, I mean, I think personally it'd be stupid for you to leave the music industry because you're so far into it. What's your vision? What do you feel that you would like to really achieve with?
So the tour management thing, I think there's a kind of a timeline to that. Like I don't want to be a 45-year-old road dog, like all tatted up, still traveling, you know. So managing an artist, finding the next pop star, superstar, and plugging them into the network I already have. That's one avenue, and then also merging crypto and music is another thing I'm passionate about. But I think it's okay to be at a place where you don't really know. Like, I want the ideas to come to me. I don't want to try too hard to force something. You know, I have the network, I have the experience, I have the ideas. I'm just, you know, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So I'm working on building something real.
Yeah. You're being patient.
I'm being patient. I'm doing something real, and you know, working hard, and you'll know about it sooner than later. But yeah, man, it's. I think it's okay to not know the next step definitively.
You want to be like surprised.
I think it needs to show itself to you. You need to be open to the universe and to the and then you know you might have that moment of realization. Oh, this is what it's all led up to. And I'm still in the transition period where I'm still tour managing, which is great. You know, still making great connections. Still, I love traveling. You know, so that's a plus. But I really want that. You know, I really want it to come to me, and you know, as I continue to hone in on everything. But it's gonna be exciting, and you're gonna know about it first thing, and hopefully we do it together.
Bro, like I want to like come over and just like be on a tour, just like come to an event. It's absolutely weird, bro.
Let's get weird, bro. Let's get weird.
That's I mean, we'll finish up like very soon now. So, but like you and me were talking about this before, and the problem that, and I've had this in the past, is if you don't really know exactly like, because there's one thing like, you know, there's like you going through and managing and being the tour manager and knowing that you don't want to be the 45 road dog, right? But then you also need to know what is true to you and really like, what do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you think, okay, at 50 years old, what do I want?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, how much money do I want?
Mm-hmm.
Who do I want to be? And then like, who do I want to be around me? And what type of life do I want? And people get so stuck in wanting something, but not believing they already have it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I've been going through a big transformation the last couple of years on really just understanding, like, I like, you know, the wealth that I have and who I am, the people who are around me is what I have now. And if you continue on that trajectory, then everything, like you don't look for something. Yeah, you have ideas, but you don't go for it.
You don't force something. Yeah, you can't force anything. Yeah,
and you just put your trust in the universe.
You're the sum of the 5 people you surround yourself with.
Exactly.
So yeah, so you don't force it. If you just keep learning from people that know more than you, and keep exploring and keep trying new avenues, and you know, but trying is you know the biggest thing. You know, like
you want to attract, not try.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah, you have to try. You have to put that first foot forward, and then you say, "Oh, this is for me," or "This is not for me." And you know, the crypto stuff merge with music. There's a lot of companies doing it. There's a lot doing it wrong. There's a lot doing it right. They're all gonna shake out, and we're gonna see who becomes the market leader in that space. But that's exciting to me, and I think there's a bright future in that for sure, because Spotify pays pennies for every stream. These other new, you know, the crypto music marriage allows the creators to monetize more from their fans, have a closer connection with their fans, and just, you know, even tokenizing tokenizing music. You know, if you're on, you can get the song before it comes out to the masses. If you have, you know, the NFT, or, you know,
like Jaden's doing.
Exactly. Yep. Nailed it in the head. Yeah. So it's just the future's so bright and exciting, and I truly believe in working on the ideas every day, visualizing, but not forcing, just letting it come to you when the time is right, when you know it's right, and then execute, and achieve.
I'm going to leave it there, because that was like a mic drop. I dropped my tequila, but I don't want to mix it. I don't want to waste my tequila. Thank you so much for coming onto this. This was a really, really good episode.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So
could do this for another hour, but but let's wrap it up.
They're probably waiting out. So let's end on a note. You've given us a lot of great value. You're doing extremely well in the music industry. You've got a huge bride ahead of you. What do you rate the tequila?
The tequila now?
Tequila? Wow, it's going to be
now 10 out of 10. And we're gonna have a great night. And
let's go.
Brainstorm more, and we're going to fucking build, bro.
All right, what I want you to do is I want you to hold it and then look into that camera and say, what? Nice. Yeah, sit down. No, sit back, bro. Sit back and go and give me your rating out of 10.
This Espolon Reposado just got up to a 10 out of 10 after this conversation with my brother over here. Great tequila. Try it. Love it. Get it at your local store. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, bro. That was epic. Bad.
That's fucking...
Sure.
Yeah, I started mumbling at the end.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Garrett, for joining me. This was a really dope episode.
Amazing.
Really dope. I can't wait to have more fun nights with you.
Can't wait. Life is short. We got to celebrate. Celebrate.
And thank you for watching. If you love tequila and you love stories about tequila, then go like and subscribe to this episode in this channel. Comment below. Do you have better stories than Garrett? Show us.
Prove it.
Write in the comments. Let us know. Go share this with your other friends who love tequila, who love the music industry. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Adios.